Okay, so we've driven for 4 hours from Calgary over prairie land, which is just as flat as you could possibly imagine to the horizon in every direction, and the roads go for 10 miles or more in a straight line. And a few kilometres on from Patricia, you suddenly get to the land, the prairie, which is flat, suddenly just, there's a chasm, and this appears, and it goes on for miles with a big river in it. We've just arrived here, it's about 6 o'clock, 6:30, and it's throwing it down, but we're still going out for a little walk and exploring some of the landscape here. We're turning off and doing a little trail, and the two notice boards here tell you about the landscape and how it was formed. And this one here tells you what to look out for, which is rattlesnakes, scorpions and black widow spiders, but I don't think we need to worry in this weather, do you? These formations are called hoodoos, named that by the Indians, who thought they were sleeping giants. But actually what they are, it's a sandstone. The pale colour's the soft sandstone, and it's capped by an iron-rich harder sandstone. The stream is muddy with the silt coming out of the finer rocks. And look at this, it's so slippy underneath. It just builds up on your shoes, and then you just can't walk on it. It tells you about why the mud is so slippery here. It's got a clay mineral in it called smectite, which comes from volcanic ash. And the smectite apparently used to be used in cosmetics and toothpaste and paint and ice cream, but nowadays it's just used in the oil and gas industry.
Well, our dinosaur dig day had arrived, but sadly, due to the weather conditions the day before, it was cancelled. But we were given a brief tour around the labs, followed by a visit to the museum. There are various stages of preparation performed before the bones are shipped to the Royal Tyrrell Museum of Paleontology at Drumheller. Archaeopteryx is the first known fossil linking birds to dinosaurs. This fossil is 150 million years old.
So we've had a tour around the lab, and we're having a look around the museum here now. Very sadly the trip was cancelled, and we were so looking forward to it. It's cancelled because of the rain yesterday and everything being very wet and slippery. And there were 3 other people coming with us, and they were really enthusiastic. They'd been here last year and enjoyed it so much they'd booked again, so it's obviously something that is really good to do. Anyway, the weather has picked up a bit. It's not raining anyway today, so we're doing a 3-point-something kilometre bike ride and just exploring the park on our own, really, and seeing what we can see. We're looking out for bobcats, lynx, never know. We've seen some interesting birds already. It's such a quiet place. It must be one of the quietest places in the whole of Western Canada. You can't hear anything. Very few people around. Anyway, we're on the bike ride, the circular route round. We've come to display number 1, and it's of a headless hadrosaur. It's actually in that glass there, in that little building. There's the excavated skeleton of a hadrosaur in situ, where the first ranger in the national park ever here in 1959, I think it was, discovered it and excavated it.
This is obviously something that they've found, I think.
Oh yeah, it is. It definitely is. It looks like a backbone or something, definitely. Yeah, amazing. It's just in the sand. We're walking along the Red Deer River on one of the trails, and just off the path, it's actually still very muddy. The clay is described in the leaflet as looking like popcorn-like surface. But the interesting plants, some of this is a grass that looks like barley. This is western wheat grass. Notice board said this cottonwood tree is about 200 years old, and it was a sapling when first white settlers arrived here. And the Indians used to think these old trees contained spirits, and they used to put their dead up into the tree and worship the trees. Well, we're approaching our last night in the RV, and we're spending it at Dinosaur Provincial Park. And the weather's picked up now, and it's just waiting and watching the sun go down.